Hi, Stefan Swartling here. A friend of mine has letting me unboxing a brand new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 in Phantom Green. As usual, there is only the phone and a cable in the box. Apple was first with this ridiculous idea that the boxes should not have a charger, and Samsung follows along and only delivers the phone and the cable and a manual. It took a while for me to figure out how to remove the plastic around the phone, but after a while I figured it out, but it was a bit of a hassle actually, and it's a very special feeling the first time you fold the phone actually. I have never done that. I have never held in a fold phone before, but the first time I folded this phone, it was very special. It felt like now I will break this phone. It felt very precious and very vulnerable to fold this phone. And to be honest with you, I don't really like the display actually. I think it looks a bit plasticky, a bit cheap actually, because it needs to be folded. Samsung says that the display is made of very thin glass with a plastic layer above, but thanks to the plastic layer above, I think it feels very plasticky in the hand. Doesn't feel so luxurious as this phone really is, and all the ads you see in of this phone is actually a bit fake, because in them you don't see the crease when you have the display folded. The display is never completely flat when you unfold it. And you can also clearly see the under the display front camera. And also when this phone is folded, you still have a very huge gap in the hinge from looking at it from the side. And when it's folded, I think it's very tall and not so wide, so the front display is not so useful more than for notifications. I will not use it for surfing or watching movies or images actually, because it's way too tall and not so wide. The front display is very narrow. When unfolded though, the display is very huge, 7.6-inch display, and you can use it for a lot of movie watching, and web surfing and even reading books will work great on this display. But I can't stop thinking of how cheap the display looks, very plastic. The weight of the whole phone is quite much, but if you compare it to the iPhone 13 Pro Max, then the weight is about the same. At least it feels about the same, maybe a bit heavier. The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 is a bit heavier, but not so much actually. And the phone looks gorgeous in Phantom Green. It's an excellent choice of a color from Samsung. I have never been a fan of a stylus or the S Pen that a Samsung calls it, but I think it's quite bad that you need to buy the S Pen separately for this phone. Again, this phone is very expensive, so why not have a charger in the box and the S Pen? I haven't tried any apps or so, because I have just unboxed this and started it up to look at the display and so, but I can guess that only the Samsung apps will work great in multitasking on this phone. Other apps will not be as good. Yes, some of the apps will of course work, but I can't see that the user experience will be especially good when multitasking between different apps. You can have up to 3 apps at the same time, I think. So all in all, I think this phone is very expensive, and I think personally that it's a bit gimmicky. I can't see why I will have a phone that pretends to be a tablet when unfolded. I'd rather buy a phone and a tablet, so I have 2 devices, so I can use a tablet when I need and a phone when I need. So I can't see why I should have a phone that pretends that it is a tablet. But that's me, and I think other users will not agree with me, and I think that's good for them. I can't say that this phone is a bad phone, but it's not for me, simple. Okay, bye.